Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is April 16, 2024, and we are getting into the volume 196 of me answering your immigration related questions. As always, before beginning this video, I'm gonna mention, as I mentioned in every video on this channel, I am not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. All the information provided in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources like USCIS and of course the Department of State with their visa bulletin, which is right now on May 2024. So let's start with the very first question comment from Kola Wally Ola Kunle Richard 892. Hello sir, I'm documentary qualified since 2020. My priority date is March 15, 2015. Kindly explain what's going on with the chat. I'm not sure what chat you're referring to. What's going on with the chat? So, Richard, please, if you could provide a little bit more details. If you're interested to know when your interview is, I really do need to know your family preference category. So for everyone who's asking for the estimates on the visa bulletin, I need three things. I need the priority date, I need the family preference category, and I need the chargeability area. So I'm gonna respond to this and I'll say this: more info needed. And yes, I'm not sure which chat you're referring to, so all your questions please post in the comment section so that they appear right here in the comments wall on my YouTube. Okay, moving further to Navakai Brown 3291. I got scam and immigration made it easy to happen with the no interview. So that was on, I think my husband married me for green card. Okay, I'm glad it was resolved. I'm sorry that you got scammed, but I'm glad that it was resolved for you in the end, and overall the process was easy, even though, you know, the overall is not easy, but you were able to get the resolution, so that's great. Moving further to Dandanium Marn. Hi, it's me again. My priority date is 21 May 2020. My case is already documentarily qualified since February 2023. And I'm from the Philippines, and NVC emailed me again today that I need to wait for my interview date. I'm thinking I might call them about it. Is that okay? There's really nothing wrong in calling NVC, as long as you're polite, as long as you're professional whenever you call, as long as you don't get frustrated over the phone at them not giving you any information, because that's most likely what's going to happen. In fact, really, whenever it comes to the NVC, if you are reaching out to the NVC, it's better to reach out to them through the public inquiry form, which I do have the video on this channel on how to do that. Now, since you are already documentarily qualified, the reason I'm not sure, you didn't let me know what your family preference category is. I don't remember what it was. If you are already current on the visa bulletin, you are already documentarily qualified. So your case is most likely already with US Embassy in Philippines. So there is really not much point to call NVC and ask them what's going on, because really now it is at the courtesy of US Embassy in Philippines. Most likely your interview is already scheduled, you just don't know it yet because, well, if you are current on the visa bulletin, because they can only announce your interview 30 days before the actual interview date. But again, there's nothing wrong, as long as you're polite, professional, there's really nothing wrong with in calling, whether it's USCIS, NVC, whoever it is you're reaching out to. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Stefan Kokar 2140. Hello sir, I am Indian, but I work in Malaysia. So is it possible to apply asylum from here? No, Stefan. So whenever it comes to the asylum, one of the main criteria for applying for asylum is that you have to be on the territory of the United States of America. You cannot file for asylum. There's a different category that is a refugee, but it does have to be a certain program available for you to be able to apply for the refugee status. For example, some kind of crisis is happening in the country, and some kind of organization and sponsoring and opening up, obviously through US government, a certain amount of immigrant visas or spaces for the refugees to come into the United States, and you apply for it and you go through over there. But whenever it comes to asylum applications, you have to be within the United States in order to apply for it. So let me put the response here. We're gonna move on to the next one from Syed Mohammed Imran Ahmed. My I-130 petition is approved January 18th, 2024. What is the next step? Please help me. And then the question from Maria Sidhu, is your F2A category? Okay, so Syed Mohammed, whenever it comes to I-130, congratulations on it being approved. So once it is approved with USCIS, your case is transferred to the NVC. The next step with the NVC is to become documentarily qualified. Depending on which family preference category you are in, if you're in immediate relative category, then there is really no wait for the NVC portal to open up. Once you get that welcome letter from the NVC, immediately the portal is open. You get your case number, you get your invoice number, you log into it, and there you will start your documentary qualification process. I do have a video on this channel that explains the documentary qualification process, everything that it entails. Basically, there's a couple of forms that you need to fill out. It's a DS-260, it's the affidavit of support. There is a few fees that you need to pay, and the documents that you need to submit. All of the stuff you can find in that video on this channel. I show the real NVC portal. But keep in mind that if you are in one of the family preference categories that is dealing with the backlog, in that case you might be waiting for some time for the NVC portal to open up. And if you want to know approximately how long, let me know your family preference category, your chargeability area, and your priority date, and I will be able to look at the visa bulletin and tell you approximately how long you have left. All right, so let me post a response here, and we're gonna move on to the next one from Daphne. Hi sir, thank you for helping me. My lawyer filed I-130 for my 18-year-old in 2018. I became citizen in 2020. Okay, so that was your 20-year-old, so yes, it should have been an immediate relative. In 2023, found out that my lawyer didn't. Oh, I see. Yeah, that is not very good. My case, I posted question on volume I-71. You told me to send an inquiry to NVC and cover that. What I did, they upgrade to IR. Thank you. Yeah. So did you send an inquiry to NVC? Did they upgrade it? Because yeah, definitely in your situation, it should be in immediate relative category because you filed your petition back in 2018, and in 2020. Your 18-year-old was 20-year-old, so still under the whatever legislation, regulation they have, is as long as this is under 21, it's considered a child, and it should be immediate category. So as of 2020, the age of your then 20-year-old should have been frozen. So, and honestly, it shouldn't even been taking up to 2023 because immediate relative category is processed a lot faster. Man, so your lawyer, yeah, they didn't do a good job. They did not do a good job. They did a horrible job. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. This is not very good. Yeah, so did you reach out to the NVC? Did you submit the case inquiry? That did they have? I'm not sure now if they can because it's been so long. So yeah, Daphne, I'm gonna ask you. Did you reach out to the NVC? Because you need to reach out to the NVC and let them know what happened and explain the situation and send them the documents. I'm gonna show you how to do the public inquiry form. And for everyone who's watching, so that you know how to do that. So this is the visa bulletin page, and you can find this link in the description below. So click on it. You will have this May 2024 visa bulletin in front of you. This is Department of State website, so they are responsible for the NVC. So that's who you're going to be contacting. So we're going to click on Contact Us right here at the very top, and I'm going to open it in a new tab. Sometimes it takes a while to load, so there you go. So you'll scroll down a little bit and you will see US Visas Contacts. We're gonna click on this. We're gonna scroll down a little bit more, and in the first row of this graph right here, you will see email, public inquiry form. Click on this, and then you will scroll down a little bit more and you will see a line that says online immigrant visa inquiries. Only public inquiry form. Click on this. And you're gonna have the online public inquiry form. So Daphne, here you will put your NVC case number. Your principal applicant's full name is going to be your beneficiary, your child. Principal applicant's date of birth right here. Petitioner's full name is going to be you. You're the petitioner. Who are you? So you're going to be the petitioner. Your email address. And then in your inquiry, describe your case once again. Identify yourself, identify your child, provide the case number once again, and then explain the situation. Explain that you became, give them all the dates. So basically type up a nice cover letter explaining exactly what happened, that you filed a petition in 2018, your child was 18 years old. In 2020, you became a US citizen and your child was only 20 years old. So still under 21, still your child, which should have been upgraded to immediate relative category, but your attorney did not file, did not update NVC up until now, it seems like. So now you're sending them the updated information and seeing if they can upgrade the case, backtrack it, upgrade it, and put your child in immediate relative category, because it's way overdue. It should not have been so long, because honestly, in 2020, when you became a US citizen, if your child would have been upgraded into the immediate relative category, within a year, they should have had their immigrant visa. And yeah, it's yeah, I'm sorry you're going through this, but I really hope you can work this out. I would not rely on your attorney, because clearly they're not very reliable, which is very sad, because that's why we hire these attorneys in the first place. But yeah, your case should have been upgraded back in 2020. Okay, let's move on to the next one from Monica Pierre. Monica, appreciate you being one of the top commenters on this channel. Good evening, thanks for answering my question. St. Lucia is in the Caribbean, not Jamaica. Thank you, I appreciate your correction. My interview is in Barbados, US Embassy. All right, well, I know Jamaica is pretty busy, but hopefully Caribbean is not as busy. We'll keep me updated. You know, once you get your interview scheduled, I really appreciate the update. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Marianne Postre. Hi sir, priority date 2010 and documentarily qualified 2022. I have emailed 60 days since 2022. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. It's already 1 year and a half months. And when can we expect an interview? So Marianne, I'm gonna need additional information from you. I need to know the family preference category. So 3 things for everyone. If you're asking for estimates, whether it's interview or when the immigrant visa is going to be available, which is very similar, very close, although sometimes you still have to wait for the interview to be scheduled after your immigrant visa is available, I need 3 things: family preference category, priority date, and the chargeability area. So Marianne, please come back and let me know, and I'll try to look at the visa bulletin and let you know what's going on. So I'm going to put more info needed. And let's move on to the next one from Osman Abdul Bashir. How do I change the interview location on the DS-260 form? Okay, Osman, so once the DS-260 is submitted in the NVC portal, it becomes locked. So in order to unlock it again, as long as you haven't been documentarily qualified yet, reach out to the NVC through the public inquiry form and ask them to unlock it, because you want to change the interview location. I'm gonna post the link here. That's your best bet. And there we go. And let's move on to the next one from Tabuk 6816. Hi, I left section 61 blank, immigrant visa location, on my I-130. I filed for my husband who is in India, and I am a US citizen. Because of leaving immigration visa location blank, they are making me file I-824. Yes. Which option do I select in I-824? Confused between option 1B and 1D. Can you please clarify? I really appreciate your help. Thank you a lot. So Tabuk, I'm pretty sure it is 1D, but let me take a look at the I-824 just to be on the safe side. Application for action, there we go. And I'm gonna open it here. So I think it was part 2. There you go. So You got 1B, U.S. citizen immigration to notify a new U.S. consulate. So no, you're not dealing with USCIS anymore because it's already approved. USCIS to semi-approved immigrant visa petition to the NVC, yes. So I'm pretty sure it should be 1D. And then once you select that, honestly, it's very sad that they make you go through all of this back and forth. But yes, for everyone who's filing the I-130, don't leave it blank. Just fill it out, and because that's what you risk dealing with this I-824 for absolutely no reason. But yes, in your situation, it's going to be 1D. Let's move on to the next one from Edmund Doncor 6729. Hi sir, thanks so much for everything. Just want to ask this question. Priority date is December 27th, 2022. Documentarily qualified in January 2023. And visa class is CR1. Chargeability area is US Embassy, Accra, Ghana. When should I expect my interview appointment? Please, I'm Eddie. Eddie, thank you very much for your question. So the good news is that I don't even need to look at the priority date or documentary qualification date or any of that, because you are CR1, which is immediate relative category, which is fantastic news for you because your immigrant visa has been available ever since your I-130 has been approved. Now, since you were documentarily qualified January 2023, so you've been waiting about a year and 3 months now for your interview, and it seems like, honestly, usually I always say it's between 6 months and 12 months, but it seems like it's shifting a little bit more for embassies around the world, more from like a 1 year to a year and a half, because I honestly have not seen for a while anyone who had their interview scheduled within the 6 months, which is what's used to be the case for immediate relative categories in countries that are not very busy in immigration flow. I'm not sure how Ghana is, but what I would recommend you do, Eddie, is you can reach out to the US Embassy in Ghana. I'm gonna try to find it for you, their contact information, and let them know that you are in immediate relative category, that you have been documentarily qualified now for over a year and 3 months, and you're waiting for an interview, and you want to see if they can give you the information when the interview was scheduled for. Sometimes they don't, a lot of times they don't give you, they say we can't give you that information, but sometimes they do. It's worth a shot. But I would say you should be looking at somewhere very, very close, because you've been waiting already quite a long time after becoming documentarily qualified. But giving them a call is worth a shot. Just be polite, be professional, like I always say, because you don't want to ruin your relationship with them before the interview. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so it looks like it's another comment from Tabuk on another video, and somebody answered part 2 1D. Okay, Sanjita Regmi, thank you very much. Yes, that is correct. So I'm glad it was already answered. Awesome. So if I choose 1D, how will they know which consulate to choose for my husband? They're gonna choose it based on the location of your husband. So whatever the closest US embassy is, they're gonna schedule it there. When you're filing part 3, there will be physical address and they will search in their system. All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Sanjita. I really appreciate your answer on this. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Actually, I'm gonna put a response here as well, just so that you know. To next one from Christina Anglin. My priority date March 2015 and my documentary qualified March 2021, Jamaica. Okay, Christina, if you can, please let me know your family preference category. So please, I'm sorry, I can't answer because I need to know the family preference category. So 3 things I need for everyone who's asking about the estimates on the visa bulletin: family preference category, priority date, and the chargeability area. And I'm gonna put this and I'll say more info needed. Let's move on to the next one from Barcode Bekele. Hello, thank you for your time. I'm from Ethiopia. My husband is green card holder and F2A category. Priority date December 2020 and documentarily qualified since June 2022. When you think I should expect my interview date? All right, let's take a look at the F2A. So you're in all chargeability area. Let's see. So F2A is currently June 2021. That's the priority date that are, as of right now, as of May 2024, their immigrant visas are becoming available. So let's take a look at your priority date now. It is December 2020. Okay, so you're way ahead. You are like 6 months ahead. So roughly your immigrant visa have been available already for 6 months, which it's a very rough estimate because sometimes visa bulletin it moves 3 months ahead, sometimes it doesn't move, so you could have been waiting more, you could have been waiting less, but the fact is your immigrant visa is already available. So I would say your interview, I'm not sure how US Embassy, how busy they are in Ethiopia, but since you are already current on the visa bulletin for a while now, immigrant visa is already available, so I'm pretty sure your interview is already scheduled. You just don't know it yet because they can only announce your interview date only 30 days before the interview. Sometimes it's 60 days, but in most of the cases it is 30 days because you have to do that medical examination within the 30 days. So I would say because you were documentarily qualified already June 2022 and you as of 6 months already current, I would say you still potentially might look at another year of waiting for an interview, depending on how busy the US Embassy is in Ethiopia. But it can be really anywhere between now and a year. So I would really appreciate someone from Ethiopia commenting here and whoever had their interview scheduled and how long they waited. That would be very, very helpful because from embassy to embassy, it's going to be different. There is no set rule for them. Basically, it's first come, first serve basis. So they get a case, the immigrant visa is available, they schedule it. The next one, they schedule it. And it can be 6 months from now, it can be a year from now. In some countries where there is a heavier immigration flow, it can be, 2.5 years. Hopefully it's not as long for you. But again, you can always reach out to the US Embassy in Ethiopia and let them know that you are documentarily qualified, that your immigrant visa is available, and see if they can give you that information, whether or not your interview has already been scheduled. So doesn't look like they have, for some reason, there's a switchboard, which I'm not sure if that's a phone number or not. So let me actually go to their website, see if we can find a phone number for them. Okay, there you go. So let me copy this. Addis Ababa, all right. And I'm gonna, let's see, edit and put a link here. All right, let's move on to the next one from Funny Clips 5105. Thanks, sir, for your answer. And I hope if there is anyone from Morocco here to tell me the interview wait times. Yes, so everyone who's watching, if your interview has been already scheduled, whichever country you're from, I would really appreciate, and I know a lot of people will appreciate the updates, because that's the best way to know wherever you are and however it took for you personally for that interview to be scheduled. It's a very, very valuable update because someone who's from another country or someone, it's really hard to tell, to see. We can look at the visa bulletin and see how long the backlog is, but to tell when the interview is scheduled, it really depends all on the US Embassy in that particular country. So if you can, I would really appreciate the comments like this. Okay, let's move on further to Norris Stephenson. Good evening, I'm an F1 category and my priority date is February 12th, 2015. I would love to know when is my interview appointment. I'm from Jamaica. You will get interview letter next month. King Germain said you should be receiving your interview appointment next month. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. So let's take a look, and now I'll try to make a estimate from how long you've been waiting. So your priority date is February 2015. Let's take a look and see. So it's July 2015. So looks like you are roughly 5-6 months ahead, and you're getting your interview scheduled. But the thing is, the visa bulletin has not been moving, especially for F1 categories. So I think you might have been waiting roughly around year and a half. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I'm thinking you might have been waiting for about year, possibly year and a half, because we have seen some delays in the F1 on the visa bulletin. But hopefully that is true. You do have not one, but 2 people. So that would be really nice. But again, once you do have, if it is really next month, please come back to this channel, and I'm sure everyone from Jamaica definitely gonna appreciate to know exactly how long you waited for your interview to be scheduled after your priority date became current on the visa bulletin, because that's really the time frame that we are looking at. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Looks like Eddie from Ghana, documentary qualified January 2024, and then Oracle Bro, mine is documentary qualified in June 2023, and still the interview is not yet scheduled. Ghana. Okay, so you guys are both from Ghana. It's crazy, bro. Category, please. Mine is 12 December 2020. I'm still waiting for my interview. Okay, so I'm glad you guys have that. Looks like another one from Eddie. Good evening, sir. Please, I'm Eddie. Oh, okay, so I already answered. So good news for you, Eddie, is that you are in immediate relative category. That's a huge plus, because in immediate relative category, once your I-130 is approved, your immigrant visa is already available. So you're not dealing with the visa backlog. Oracle, if I remember correctly, F2A. No, I think you're a US citizen actually. So I think you are also in immediate relative category. And yeah, you see, even immediate relative category, you wait because your immigrant visa is available. That's it, really. All that's left is just to do the medical examination and get the immigrant visa, and that's it. But you wait because the US Embassy in your situation in Ghana looks like they are experiencing some delays whenever it comes to immigrant visa interviews, which is kind of sad, because whenever it comes to immigrant visa interviews, it's most of the times it's a family reunification cases. So it would be nice if they put a little bit more priority whenever it comes to families. But what do I know? Let's move on to the next one from user. I cannot sleep, just waiting for your answer on my question. Thanks a lot for free help us. No problem at all. I hope that my answer was helpful. All right, let's move on to the next one from, again, user. Sorry, sometimes YouTube doesn't show me the notifications, the names and notifications either. By the way, if you're responding to my comment, please don't do it. Please submit it as a separate comment, because YouTube does not send me notifications for those. YouTube, yes, sometimes it lets me down. So, hello sir, good day. F2A visa category, December 2019 priority date, February 2020 documentary qualified. When will my interview be scheduled now that my priority date is current? Last February 2024. Thank you, hoping for your answer. Okay, so thank you very much for letting me know that your priority date has been current as of February 2024, which means it was current now for 2 months. Now, after your priority date becomes current, that's when they schedule the interview. So there is still potential to wait. Hopefully, that's how it was. When your immigrant visa is available in the countries where the immigration flow is not as busy, between 6 months to a year. But again, I haven't seen for a while anyone being scheduled so fast. The last one probably a year ago that I've seen, and a few cases that I personally was involved with, it was 9 months. So right there on average. But looks like now it's more towards year and a half. Hopefully it's not that long. But yes, you are still looking at, there is still some waiting to do. I would recommend giving it another few months and then reaching out to the US Embassy. And for everyone who's watching this video, if you have waited after your priority date became current for 6 months, you can give them a call and let them know, hey guys, been current for 6 months now and just wanted to see when my interview is scheduled for. It's not a guarantee that they will answer, but it's worth a shot, because sometimes they do. All right, let's move on to the next one from Nicole Karimi. Hello sir, my priority date July 31st, 2007, documentarily qualified March 2021. When can I get my interview? Okay, so Nicole, please let me know your family preference category so we can look at the visa bulletin to see if your priority date is already current. If it is current, then like I was mentioning, there's potentially a year wait for the interview depending on where you're from. But again, your priority date has to be current, because that's when your immigrant visa becomes available. So please let me know in a follow-up comment, and I will look at the visa bulletin and we'll try to give you a little bit, still rough estimates, but a little bit more details. So more info needed. So let's do one more question comment for today from Litya Gami 9078. Hello sir, my priority date is December 7, 2015, documentarily qualified June 23, 2022, category F2B, Jamaica. A derivative on the application required a police certificate, and we submitted on July the case. Oh, so I already answered your question in the previous one, so I am gonna put it's been unsubmitted for 8 months. Yep, I already answered this in the previous video, so I'm gonna put 95. That's where the answer is. So let's see another one from Denise Clark 4979. My case was proved from October 2021. All right, so it's not even a question. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully my answers were helpful. If you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. Just make sure not to post them in a response to my comment within your comment, because YouTube does not send me those notifications. So God bless everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.